mihotose. 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 Mihotose no komoriuta. Okay, French off from now on. Welcome to 2.5D on Air, a monthly podcast dedicated to Japan's newest theater sensation. I'm Jin.
And I'm Alex, and we're two theater lovers who are slightly obsessed with actors in colorful wigs who bring 2D characters to life.
Since we've been spending an entire adult lives talking about theaters to everyone who wants to hear or doesn't want to hear about it, we figured we should focus our passion into a podcast that we can share with all of you.
So now we can butter even more people with our feelings. Since this is our first episode, we wanted to give you a brief introduction to what the hell is 2.5D.
The term 2.5D was officially coined by the 2.5 Dimensional Musical Association, founded in 2014 by theater producer and CEO of Nielke Planning, Matsuda Makoto.
Thanks, Nelke.
2.5D describes theater and cinematographic productions that bring 2D Japanese animation, manga, novel, and game characters to life through acting by real humans.
Yay! The earliest instance of 2.5D was the Takarazuka Review's first musical adaptation of Rose of Versailles, which is a manga, and the adaptation happened in 1974, so it's almost been 40 years since then. But the current brand of 2.5D buds from the Prince of Tennis musical, a success that's been ongoing for over 15 consecutive years and introduced us to countless popular theater, TV, and even voice actors. However, it's the rising popularity of works like the Haikyuu stage play and the touken ranbu musical that have turned this industry into a national phenomenon that is gradually stepping further onto the international stage. Woo-hoo. Yay! So we're gonna have a lot of segments that we're gonna do each month on the podcast. Yes. And the first one, we're starting slow. We're gonna each have a social network highlight. So basically anything that an actor from the 2.5D scene did on Instagram, Twitter, and we're gonna say which one was our favorite of the month. So go ahead, Jin.
Yes, mine is, it's like something that happened, so a few of the boys have tweeted about it, but it's when, from the Prince of Tennis musical, the 9th generation, they were starting to talk about having a reunion, because it's been a while since they graduated. And yuuya and Katosho went together to the Winnie the Pooh exposition. And then they met up with Nichika for tapioca after it. So all of them posted pics and were like, oh, it'd be so fun to have a reunion.
Yes, please have one. So mine is, by Kiyama Haruki. So that happened on Twitter. So his Twitter handle is Arukes. And so he sent Torigoe Yuki and Imariyu a video. For context, those three were all in one of the touken ranbu musicals. So the video is of Mark Kanemura. I was like, I need to take the Japanese accent off for that. Who's an openly gay influencer, dancer, and comedian. So he's like doing this really flamboyant dance. So Haru-chan just sent that video to Tori and Imariyu. And now I will do a dramatic reading of their tweets. Tori. Ohayon! Tongue out, sideways crazy emojis, sparkles. Haru-chan. Tori-chan! Tori. Haru-chan! Burger emoji, fry emoji, pancake emoji. Now, Imariyu said, Ohayon! Tongue out emoji, stars, eyes, emoji, sparkles. Haru-chan, let's do this! Lol, 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 lol. Obviously, it was like the laughing kanji, but lol, lol, lol is what it meant. And then Haru-chan said, let's do it. So soon we will see the Setup brothers maybe doing a very beautiful flamboyant gay video. Who knows?
Striptease.
Yeah. So now we're gonna get into all the news and announcements and stuff that happened lately.
Yes.
Yeah. So the first thing that was recently announced that we wanted to talk about was the Onmyoji musical.
Yes.
So it's a musical adaptation of a mobile game. It's a Chinese mobile game, but about Japanese history. We actually really love the game. It's so much fun. Yes. So this is going to be the second Onmyoji musical, and it's about the Mount Oe arc. And the shows, right now, they've only said it's going to be in China for now. So 14 different cities in China, which is kind of crazy. And no dates exactly, but fall and winter 2019. Cast that you might know in it, there's Morita Toya, Kento Muto, Uno Yuya, and Doi Kazumi. So why we thought it was really exciting to talk about is the way they like did the cast reveal.
So exciting.
It's really exciting. So what they did, they just had a photo shoot of like the whole cast in like really fashionable clothes.
Yes.
And then you have like the background, which are like hints to which character they're gonna play. But we have no idea who their characters are gonna be. But since we like played the game,
yeah, you can kind of guess from like since they announced which part of the storyline they're gonna be doing. Like some of them are really obvious, and some of them I still have like no idea. Right? Even as someone who plays the game, I'm like, I guess it could be this guy.
Yeah, and like even if you haven't played the game, what's really interesting about this arc in particular, it's that it's gonna be mostly about Onikiri.
Yes.
Who is actually basically Higekiri.
Yes.
You know that like I'm like we figure most people are gonna know what we're talking about, but like so it's a real sword. And anyways, so
if anyone's into touken ranbu, maybe you want to check out Onmyoji, because I feel like it's the same.
It really, and they're
like
doing
the same crowd
purpose.
of people who like it,
right? And they're like totally doing it on purpose. Because first off, like Miura Hiroki is in the first Onmyoji as like the little brother of the guy who uses Higekiri. A whole last thing. It's amazing. Yeah. And then like Onikiri in the game has the same voice as Mikazuki. So
that's kind of reaching. But okay.
No, they obviously did it on purpose. I'm so sure they did it on purpose. Anyways,
yes.
So
a few things that are coming in the month of April. First of all, there's the Boku no Hero Academia stage play that's coming really soon. It's like, I think it's one of the biggest anime right now, you could say. At
Definitely.
least in the shonen genre, so I'm sure like a lot of people who aren't necessarily into theater are going to be maybe interested in that. It's going from April 12th to 29th in Tokyo and Osaka. And then there's a new IQ stage play, which the stage plays have been going on for a really long time. And they happen pretty much every year. This one is from April 6th to May 6th. They're going to have shows in Osaka, Miyagi, and Tokyo. And the one we're personally most excited for is the new Mankai stage. If you play the mobile game A3, it's basically...
the stage adaptation?
Yeah, the stage adaptation,
yes.
but it's the second one they did with the Spring Troop. So instead of doing the like main storyline of the game, I guess you could say, they're basing it off one of the events stories in the game, and I think that's really interesting because I feel like most stage plays that they did of mobile games like that, idle games, mostly they do just like the main storylines or like spin-off thing, but I think it's gonna be cool because they're gonna be in like special outfits instead of just like, yay, here's my school uniform. And it's going on from April 25th, so I guess it's starting a bit later than the others, to June 6th in Tokyo, Osaka, and Niigata. The main characters, there's 5 of them in the Spring Troop. You probably know most of them. There's Yokota Ryugi, Makishima Hikaru, Maekawa Yuki, and Furuya Yamato.
Wasn't that 4 names?
What? That?
Are there only 4 names on there?
Wait, I forgot. I probably just like read his name on the list and I was like, oh yeah, Toshiki's there. Yeah, Tateishi Toshiki too, sorry.
Definitely not like an actor you've been collecting bromides off.
Yeah.
Who is he?
His existence is like, it's just like a constant in my life.
No need, everyone knows. So as for what's happening right now, we've been like going crazy about the Romeo and Juliet musical.
Yes.
Which is probably the 3rd Japanese version of the French musical adaptation of the Shakespearean play, like all the 3 languages we play in one. So it began on February 23rd, and right now there's still a few shows going on in Osaka until April 14th, so still a few weeks to go. The reason why, I mean, it's a grand musical, but we wanted to talk about it because there's a lot of actors who started in 2.5D. One of them is still in 2.5D as well. So basically, main cast that you might know: Furukawa Yuta, Hirose Yusuke, Watanabe Daisuke, Miura Ryosuke, Hirama Soichi. I'm not like, oh damn. And Kimura Tatsunari and Kuroba Mario. Yay! We're like, yeah, they're still like, they're new to it, but they're doing really great. So we actually put a bunch of digest videos of Romeo and Juliet in our references, which you'll be able to look at in the description of the podcast.
Yes.
Because you need to watch it.
Yes.
It looks so good.
Especially if you're French like us. It's like, I don't know, it's like really special to hear them sing songs that we've heard like our entire childhood.
It really is. Because it's like, they did a lot of changes, but like the songs are the same. And they even still kept some of the French words in them. Like, aimer. So yeah, really, I feel like they're taking everything that was great in the French musical and making it even better, especially the outfits and costume are so good. And like the cast is like so good looking. Like even Kuroba Mario has been like constantly like, they're so beautiful. I'm like stressed out at rehearsal. They're so beautiful. How
Shut
can
up, you're
people
so
be
pretty.
right? One of the actors, like the second Romeo, was like, but you're also beautiful. What are you talking about? But yeah, and they seem to be really having a lot of fun. Like, just a few days ago, Tatsunari made his blog post. I was like, we're in Osaka now, it's almost over. I'm so sad my high school days are over. I'm like, dude.
You're like 25.
You're 25 and you're hanging out with a bunch of like 35 years old. Is this really high school? But okay.
He has like 10 teachers and just 2 students.
Oh, basically. And there's actually going to be a DVD release for that. So I know a lot of people care about that because I remember when Kimura Tatsunari went into grand musicals, a lot of people were like, how are we going to keep seeing him?
Yeah.
No worries. There are still DVD releases. So on August 1st, the DVDs are going to come out for Romeo and Juliet, and you can order them on Hankyu's website, and they actually are going to release 2 versions. So regardless of who you want to see in the cast, you can buy like...
Yeah, regardless. The double cast, there's one for each.
Yeah, I feel like we should really have explained what's a double cast. But anyways, we will one day explain grand musicals. There is no problem.
But yeah, I feel like that's a real worry when like one of your favorite actors starts getting into like more imperial theaters and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my god, like I love them and I'm so proud of them, but I'm sad because there's probably not going to be as many DVDs.
Yeah, because of the rights and everything.
Yeah.
But
this time we got lucky.
Yeah, we got lucky and we are going to be very poor. Actually, I already am, but yeah. So the thing we wanted to review this week, this is what we were practicing.
Yes.
Musical touken ranbu, mihotose no komoriuta. Yay! So the newest Tomyu show, it ran from January 20th and recently ended on March 24th. It's actually a rerun, a remake of the Mihotose show from early 2017.
Yes.
Basically, the reruns, Tomyu have started doing them last year. Basically, they have way more budget now, and the actors have gained a lot of skills, so the story arc is really more refined. And then you have the live portion, which is brand new. New outfits,
every time.
New songs. Yeah, it's amazing. The cast, Sakiyama Tsubasa, Araki Hirofumi, Ota Motohiro, Spi, Yoko Taryugi, and Makishima Hikaru, our baby.
We name drop Makishima Hikaru so many times.
We will. So what we did, we actually watched the live on DMM. Right now it's not available anymore, but Tomyu, the archives, they always go up about a month or 2 after
Okay,
it ran.
so like a delay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, to everyone who's interested, you're going to be able to buy it in a month or 2, and then there's going to be a DVD later into the year. So no need to wait that much, which is really exciting. And it's really, really, like, it was actually only the second time we watched a live stream. The other one was Yugeki. The others we only bought like delays and stuff.
Yeah, true. I was like, but we watched Patalio, but
no,
that was a delay.
And watching live, it's like really exciting and an experience we recommend to everyone because honestly, like, I felt almost as excited as I am when I go see an actual show, but I was like in my pajamas at 5 a.m. in my living room.
We got to nap during the intermission.
And we did! We needed to recharge our batteries. And yeah, so it's really fun because it's like almost as exciting as being there, but then we can like talk meanwhile.
Yeah, you can like scream about what's happening. You can have like your bowl of popcorn, which we didn't because it was like 5 a.m. here.
And we're like, okay, but if he killed himself, you can cut his head off. And then our older theories. What if Nikari yells Hishikimaru's real name while writing him? What are we gonna do then?
Oh my god!
So, what did you think of it? Tell me your thoughts about Mihotose no komoriuta.
Yes, like every time I think I'm gonna do a pros and cons list because I feel like that's the easiest thing to review anything. So I'm gonna start with like the things I didn't like as much.
Okay.
To leave the positive for last. I think that's good. I wrote because personally I went to the Paris show, which was the same kind of thing. It was like a rerun of the first Touken ranbu show they did, yeah. And I feel like compared to that, maybe it's because Atsukashiyama is like way farther in my memory, but I feel like there wasn't maybe as many new songs in the main part.
There was only one new song.
Yeah. Or otherwise we like made up that we remember the song and it was actually new. But yeah, that was like my main disappointment. And I guess something that didn't really bother me and probably won't bother you if you've seen mihotose already, the original one, is that there's not as much focus on Sengo and Okrika in like the main part. So I guess if you're watching the show like for that character in particular, maybe it's not as exciting. And like the last thing, I'm sure maybe you wrote about it too, but like there's a lot of plot holes. Like
that's just a ranbu.
Yeah, that's like every adaptation I guess does that, but we were like, oh my god. We had so many questions the entire time, like that makes no sense.
We probably take it too seriously.
Yeah. Like I guess I put it in the cons, but at the same time it like kind of made it funny.
Yeah, it did.
And more entertaining than just like watching the same story again and again about this Yumi or something. Do you have something to say or should I
Didn't
move
you
on?
have pros? That was only cons.
Yeah, but it was like maybe you
I don't have cons.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I wrote that all the new songs are good. Like I think Stay With Me, I'm like we're guessing that's the title. I think that's the best group song mihotose the formation I've had so far.
Definitely.
Yeah, and like maybe overall one of the best group songs in Touken ranbu. So yeah, I wrote all the good songs are all the new songs are really amazing, but I wrote like Stay With Me and and the new outfits are personally I found them to look much better than the original one mihotose got. So
yeah. Especially
I like that all my positives are just like I really like the live.
Basically, I mean, it didn't change that much as we said, so the life is important. But even so, I did write things about the story. What did I say? Like really the actors had a better grasp of their characters.
Yeah.
I feel like I was really feeling their character even more.
Oh my god, Mikari's like sudden baby fever.
It's adorable, but yeah, I feel like they're, and I think Sengo had a bit more like emotional scenes, you know, when he's like confronting Tombo and all that. All of them, they're really like, oh, they're there. And I know a lot of Tomyu fans find that really important, like, oh, this is my character, he's right there. Yeah. And also like we're really huge fans of Zaiki, both of us.
Yeah.
But we're also, like, fans of Hikaru, so we're, like, really, really happy for him to have gotten that chance, and, like, they both suit their characters so well, and we're just really happy that Hikaru is really getting along with everyone. He has great chemistry with them, like, both on stage, and then backstage, it's like, they're all treating him to food and all that. It's adorable. And now back to the live portion, which of course we love the live. Really, we had so much fun watching it. I think it's a good idea we took a nap before because we were all just like losing our minds.
And then we took a nap after.
We did. Like passed out. I think we took like 3 naps after mihotose. But yeah, really, I feel like the songs more and more for Tomyu are getting less and less generic because they hire so many different songwriters and composers. If you look at like the cast, like almost each song is a different songwriter, different composer.
Yeah, and I guess like the characters and like teams are starting to have their own styles that you can really feel.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And like you go from like the first group song that had like dramatic violin and amazing singing, and then the other one's like jazz, funky, and so much dancing.
I just really like in shows when you just, even if it's like a background music, you just heard like the first few notes and you're like, oh, it's that character that's coming on stage.
Right? Yeah, it's really great. And like they've gotten, I feel like it's surprising to say that about Mokun, because Mokun has been like acting for like 15 years.
Yeah.
But his singing, I mean, we've been following him for so many years, and I was like,
it was like one of the first actors we liked. I think even before we even got like into stage plays, we were like, oh, I like that guy.
Exactly, but even then I was like personally really surprised by how good he could have gotten at singing. I was really impressed. And of course, like Arayan is always amazing at dancing. Like he was so good in all the dancing. I was really going crazy.
I can't get over Stay With Me. It was so
good. It was so
like,
good.
The song's so good, the choreography is so good.
Everything is so good. We hope everyone can watch it soon. Hopefully, like when the archive goes up on DMM. Highly recommend buying it.
Or if you watched it, please tell us what you thought about it.
Yes, please.
Are there any digests so far?
There actually are, but they never put the live portion of digest.
Because I was like, oh, we could put them in the description, but I guess you just get to watch the main part for now.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, if you can just go see the first mihotose if you want to see
True. But
Hikaru though, you're very right. Okay, go watch the digest videos, please. Okay, so now let's get into the main topic.
Main topic of the week, the month. We keep talking like this is a weekly thing.
If only. So the topic is debuting as a 2.5D fan. So we wanted to make the first week a bit special. What we're gonna do is after we release this episode on our Twitter, which is 25D
underscore pod or podcast. Sorry.
Underscore podcast.
It's gonna be linked in the description either way.
Anyways, so on our Twitter, we're gonna put all the questions we're asking each other today.
Yeah.
And then you guys, we'd really like if you could also answer the questions. Maybe like answer the questions and then tag us on Twitter or send us a DM or anything. We want to hear from you guys.
Yes, and maybe like we'll read some of the interesting stuff next time.
Please.
We just really want to know if like, because I feel like most of the people I know have like a similar experience of getting into it, so I think it's going to be interesting hearing about other people.
Yeah, it'd be really fun. So I'm gonna ask you the first question.
Ooh.
What was the first 2.5D related thing you saw?
Okay, I have like two answers for this. The first 2.5D thing I saw, I was really young. I was, I think, 12. So that's like 12 years ago. Wow, that's like half my life ago.
You were a baby.
Yes, I was baby. And it was the Bleach rock musical. I wasn't really like that into anime even back then. Like, I think Bleach was the only thing I saw. Maybe I seen like some Naruto and stuff, like the basic things. And right away I got into the musicals. I guess the first times I watched it, I was like, because the budget wasn't the same back then as it is now. But yeah, I got like really into it. And then when I fell out of Bleach as a fandom, I kind of fell out of the musicals too because they stopped producing them. And actually how I got back into it was when we got into touken ranbu, ironically. That made me get into Bakumatsu Rock and then hachioji and like a bunch of Japanese things.
But we have to touken ranbu the game, so
yeah,
even before the same.
Yeah, like the game was just released. I think we were like on server 2 or something.
Yeah.
So I got really into like the Japanese history things, and I started watching the hachioji musicals, and yeah, that's the first thing I saw, I guess, knowing it was 2.5D.
That makes sense. Yeah. In my case, I mean, it took a really long time for me. So I listened, the first thing was Kamen Rider, because it's the only thing I was like, really, okay, it's fine. They have a low budget as well, but I'm having a great time here.
Yes.
But in general, it's really funny because since I had been in the Prince of Tennis anime for a really long time,
Same.
I had friends who were like, you should watch a musical, it's so good. And then they'd send me clips, and I was like, oh, what is happening here? But that was how I felt. However, I did like some of the actors.
Yes.
I was like really into Aiba Hiroki and Shirota Yu back then. I loved them. So I watched a lot of stuff for them, a bunch of like weird TV dramas and all that just to see them. But I don't know, I had a real hard time watching 2.5D plays, even if I love theater. I think it was mostly, as we said, they didn't have as much budget back in our youth.
Yeah.
Our young days.
It sounds mean, but...
I mean, they did not really have much of budgets. Yeah. So I think, I don't know, like, I love the actors, but I had a hard time watching the things. And like, big confession time, back in like 2013, 2014, I actually had a blog for the Yowamushi Pedal stage play. So, pedalstage.tumblr.com, plug it in, even if I haven't updated in like 5 years.
Someone watching right now is like, oh, that's you.
I hope so, please. So I ran that blog where I would like post like all the actors' tweets and blog posts and translation
Real
and all
stan.
that. Like, you know, a really, real big stan, but the truth is, I had not watched a single Yowamushi pedal stage play. I was really just there like for the actors because I was like, the first time I did manage one day to try and watch one of them. We were the two of us in a car with the laptop on our laps, and I was like, Jin, please hold my hand as I go through this right now. and we did our best to watch little men in little shorts
with
their
fake,
handles,
fake bicycles,
running, sweating.
And I think I had like no concept of pedal back then either.
Great introduction. But so that's our dark pasts, where we did not fall in love automatically.
Yeah.
But what exactly was it that triggered you to go from a casual fan to a crazy fan?
I think this is probably a very similar answer for everyone, but it's the actors themselves.
There we go.
So like I said, I watched Akioki first, and I was like, oh, I really like this guy and like this guy. I mean, I liked everyone, but there was like a few I was really into, so I started watching other things they were into, and then watching that other thing they were into. I was like, oh wow, there's like way more people I like in this. And I don't know, I just ended up with like, I don't know, I have like way too much, like
here are my top 50,
like
my top 50 actors, and it's still not enough.
And yeah, it just took, because every show's like 3 hours or something, and if you really like it, you're gonna rewatch it like 10 times. So that just watching like 3 of them is an entire day of your life. So
it became your life.
Yes.
There we go. Amazing. For me, it's similar because it's also about the actors. What really happened for me is that, as I said, like I would try watching the Prince of Tennis musical and other things and all that. And I mean, Aiba, Hiroki, and Shirodayu are Prince of Tennis musical actors. I also like Arayan, who's in the same generation. Yes. But there was still something holding me back. And I was a really big fan of voice actors, so I think that was also hard. I was like, well, the voice actors are so good, why do I need stage actors? But then, as you know, so we mentioned earlier the 9th generation of Seigaku. So in the Prince of Tennis musical, which has been running for 15 years without stopping, the main team, they basically have a graduation concept. So every 2 years, there's a new generation and all that. So for me, really, it's when the 7th generation of Seigaku, which includes people as Kuroba Mario, Kimura Tatsunari, Idea, Tawada Idea, like, Ogoe Yuki. So, like, if you're into 2.5D, you definitely know people
even
from
like
these
casually, I feel like Yuki and Idea are definitely like in something you watch.
Yeah, definitely. So when this team, when I first saw them, and then when I first saw them, they had already graduated and given place to the 8th generation of Seigaku, which has Zaiki Takuma, Sana Hiroki, Tanaka Ryose, a bunch of people that people know. So really, like, so that was around 2014, 2015, when those generations came around. I got really, really into them. And as you said, like, I loved them in the Prince of Tennis musical, but then I was like, damn, I love them so much. I want to see everything. And the thing is, the timing they had, as we mentioned earlier, like 2.5D really became a thing.
Big boom of 2.5D, I guess.
Exactly. Like, it's in 2014 that they were like 2.5D is a thing now.
Yes.
And that's when those teams came around. So like a Seigaku 7th, they were and still are in everything. Like Touken Ranbu, Ensemble Stars, A3, Yowamushi Pedal. They're in like everything ever. They are there. You do not know,
the timing
but they are there.
They got really lucky with that timing.
They got lucky with the timing, but let's be real, they're fucking amazing.
Yes.
So that's really like when it all changed for me, and now I am here.
Yes.
So
the next question is a question we both have the same answer to, and you guys probably won't. So, what was the first big purchase you made that was 2.5D related?
Zaiki Takuma's calendar. Yes. So we both bought his calendar for 2017. So we bought it in like 2016, but it was a 2017 calendar. So we bought it together. It was signed. We need to mention that.
Yes.
Like,
that's why it was like a big purchase, because it was actually expensive. Before that, we bought like maybe a few bromides, but it's like $5. Who cares?
Not just expensive, but like so special. And it's like,
yes,
Alex-san, Jin-san. We're like, oh, Zaiki's germs are on it.
I know, we were talking about how we have so many like signed things by Tezuka actors that we can like make a Tezuka from all their DNA, just mix it together, and it's like our dream man.
Please. So yeah, that was our first big 2.5D related purchase, but then
Yes.
it got worse.
Once you spend like $80 on something, like everything's okay.
You cannot go back now. Now it's too
No
late.
worries. Like, oh, just $20 for this thing. Who
Yep.
cares?
But then, next question. What drove you to go as far as traveling overseas to see a 2.5D play? Because it
Oh,
started with
Lord.
calendars, and then it continued on to trips overseas.
Yeah, like $1,000 plane tickets.
Yep. So why did you do it? Tell
Yes.
me.
For me personally, I haven't been to Japan yet, but I got the chance to see the Touken ranbu musical, like I mentioned earlier, in Paris, because I have like a lot of friends in France, so I got really lucky with the timing. And yeah, I really wanted to go. I like picked all my savings, even though usually I'm not one to spend recklessly. And I was like, okay, I need to go, even if I'm like
I mean, you had
broke.
never left North America before.
Yeah,
You
like
went to like America
the farthest
once.
I went was New York, and I live in Montreal, like like I guess like 8 hours away, and suddenly I took the plane just to meet these guys.
Thanks, Kuroba Mario.
Yes, thanks, God. He didn't even notice me. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to see how different it was to watch them in real life instead of watching them on the screen.
For me, I feel like it was really about like I wanted like they meant so much to me that I was like I want them to know how much I love them. Like even if I'm stuck in Canada in general, just like please know there's someone out here supporting you and loving you so much. And I feel like I really wanted what I found out is that when you go to like actor events, you really get to know so much about them because they share so many anecdotes that they wouldn't share otherwise. So I feel like you really get to know them better, and then you can also hear them sing more. And similarly, there's a lot of like events and stage plays, as we mentioned earlier, kind of that don't necessarily get a DVD.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was really important for me to like go see a few things that I knew wouldn't have DVDs because of rights. For example, there's Nostalgic Wonderland, which has like Miura Hiroki singing like Queen songs.
Yeah, obviously like something that's gonna run into way too many copyright issues to ever get a DVD.
Yeah, so like, okay, I'm just gonna go see it in person. That's what it is. But yeah, mostly it was really like I wanted to know them more, and I wanted them to know how much I supported them.
Aww.
And now I'm a lost cause.
Yeah.
There we go. So that
We'll do it again.
Yeah, we're definitely planning it. So that was it for our main topic. So as we said, we'd really love if you guys could also like look at the questions and answer them, tag us on your answers. We love seeing that. And now, each month we're gonna end the show with like a spotlight segment.
Yeah.
We're gonna each talk about an actor we want people to get to know, and also about a stage play that we like put a spotlight on.
Yeah, something that's maybe not as popular, but I mean, what we're talking about today is like still a lot of people know about it, but like maybe we're not gonna talk about like IQ or Touken ranbu or something like that.
But yeah, exactly. So please tell us about your actor of the week of the month.
I was ready to talk about my my show of the week. So today I'm gonna talk about宇野結也. So he was born in 92, and he started acting at 24, which is a bit older than most actors.
Definitely. Why do we know him? What did he do?
He was in the Prince of Tennis musicals. He was in the 9th generation, played as Tezuka Kunimitsu. And before that, he was actually studied to be a medical engineer. One of the things I really like about him, or well, I guess something that's intriguing about him, is that he's done so much with his life. Like, he's still a baby, and he like talks about all these random things. Like, we know he was in a band before, so he was already interested in singing. Like I said, he went to school for medical engineering. Like, comes up with all these things that we didn't know all the time, and it's like, okay, what's next, Yuya?
I mean, really, because like he lived in China.
Yeah,
he
that's
got
true.
heart surgery.
Yeah.
So many crazy things.
And yeah, I don't know, like, what makes him like really mysterious. Like, mysterious is the wrong word because he overshares all the time, but like one thing that's intriguing about him, I guess, is like, why do you go from being like a medical professional that I guess probably pays really well to like being in Prince of Tennis?
Right? It's amazing.
Yes. And he's never really answered that question. And one thing I would recommend to watch to get to know him, I wrote down to watch Prince of Tennis versus Iga in the third season, because that's pretty much the only match that Tezuka gets while Yuuya was playing him, and he was really good in it. But also, I think all of his TV appearances are really good, and I have his DVD that you should get to if you're interested in him. Just like his personality really shines through in those moments, and I think you can often see that the staff is like really charmed by him, and it's just really cute. He always makes like the staff behind the camera laughs, and that's why I love him.
Yeah. Just to give an idea of how he is, like, he's with Haru-chan right now in a thing, and
God.
they're both like, they're getting along very well. So, very special men.
Yes, very outgoing and a little flamboyant.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, he's gonna be in Onmyoji soon.
Yes.
Yeah, so more work for him. As for me, I wanted to talk about Kimura Tatsunari, who was born in 1993 and started acting at 18. He is a baby. You may know him as Kaido in Prince of Tennis, the 7th generation, Kageyama in Haikyuu, and Imaizumi in the Yowapeda stage play. So those are his big 2.5D roles. As a bit about his past, well, he's from Tokyo, so he's a big city boy. He grew up watching musical with his mom and many dogs. However, he studied high school in San Francisco in the United States.
We just learned about that.
Oh, I just found that. I was like, I should really read my magazines more carefully in the future. So as soon as he finished high school, he came back to Japan and he debuted in Tenimyu. Funny story, he was late to his audition. Classic Tatsunari. And 3 years after his tennis graduation, he decided to be a grand musical actor. So I think what really makes him stand out, it's that fact that he was in 2.5D for such a short time. So basically he did 2 years in tennis and then 3 years where he mostly just did like Haikyuu and then the Yowapeda drama. And it was like, he did a few other things, but really not that much compared to most people. So like even if at 24 he became a grand musical actor, which is like,
yeah, like we mentioned earlier, most of their co-workers are like in their 30s or
exactly.
more,
so it's really special. The thing is, he really knows exactly what he wants. Like, he's not gonna pretend he wants to do things he doesn't. He's gonna say what he wants without like holding anything back. Like, I think one of the really best examples that show how much like personality and ambition he has and how straightforward he is was this interview from the Haikyuu days. So it was him with Suga Kenta, who's his main co-actor in Haikyuu back in the days. So in the interview, Suga Kenta is saying like, I really feel like Haikyuu is the work of my 20s. Like, that's gonna be the thing I'm gonna take away from my 20s. And Tatsunari was just like, I don't really feel that way. And he was one of the first, like, I'd say, major characters major character actor from Haikyuu who left.
Was replaced by someone else.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel a few of the more, like, I know the Daichi, who's, like, the captain of the team, he left pretty early, I think. But, like, first main character who really, like, moved away. But I don't think he's really, like, I still think he likes Haikyuu, and he went to the Daisen Shuraku of the, like, latest one. He always goes see all the Haikyuu shows and everything. I think he's really thankful, and he still loves tennis. He's always going. Yes. So I feel like he's really thankful for what, like, 2.5D brought him. And
he needs more.
Exactly. He knows what he wants. Like, as we said, he grew up watching, like, Hairspray and Footloose and all that, and, like, so I think he really knew he wanted to be in musicals, and he did not waste any time. Like, what we found out is that, I mean, during his years in Haikyuu, they have pretty big breaks between each Haikyuu show. Most of the other actors, like Hashimoto Shoei and Hiroki, they would do a bunch of other things with it. And we were like, is Tatsunari just lazy? Like, did he
sits on his ass and, like, goes on, like, in Australia?
Yeah, exactly. He does, like, one Haikyuu show and then he's, like, done. That's what we thought. And then we found out he had just been taking a bunch of dancing and singing lessons, getting ready to be in Imperial musicals, which is really, it's so amazing. He's really, really special. And, like, having went to his fan club event last year, like, really hearing him talk about musicals, like, you just, he's kind of like an introverted guy who doesn't show that much, but when you're talking about musicals, he's, like, so his eyes shine and he's so happy and excited and loves everything. It's adorable. And what's also really fun about him is that he's really good at English, because as we said, he lived in America and he loves traveling. So he's been to America, he's been to Australia a bunch of times, Philippines, Thailand, Singapore. He's been everywhere, and I think he'd love traveling even more, and it's really, really fun to watch him travel as well. Because I was gonna say that, like, so wanting to watch to get to know and love him, I recommended one of the things was his travel DVDs. Yay. So he has a bunch of them. Some of them are available on Amazon even. So like when he went to the Philippines, for example, they recorded a DVD of it, and it's really fun to watch, like, see how he is. Like, you know, like there's like this 10 minutes part of the DVD where he's just like hangover, grumbling in bed, like, oh god,
trying to haggle with street vendors, like, that's too expensive. No.
Where can I shoot a gun? he's a mess, but he's amazing.
A character.
He is amazing. And similarly in Tenimyu Backstage's videos, we also see a lot of him making a mess. And if you want to see him perform and get to know and love him, we have the digest videos of Romeo and Juliette linked in our references. Please check them out. Tatsunari is in them, and he is amazing, and he's singing.
Most of them. Don't get confused with the double casting.
Exactly, that's why there are 6 videos. He's in 3 of them. So that was it for our spotlighted actors, yuuya and Kimura Tatsunari. Yay. We love them. There will be more in the future.
Tennis boys.
Always. Not always, no, because I know I'm going to talk about, like, sword boys soon. You know, big change.
Incredible.
So as for our spotlighted production, what is it?
We're going to talk about Hachioji Zombies. It came out, it was on stage during August 2018, and the DVD came out recently in January of this year, so 2019. And it was produced by Nelke Planning.
Thanks Nelke. Yes. Again. Main cast features people you might know, such as Kubota Yuki, Fujita Rei, Kiyama Haruki, Takano Akira, Makishima Hikaru. Oh god. That's like... Can we, like, count the number of times we mentioned Hikaru with this?
Like 3 times in cast list, but probably more often
not that bad.
Talking about it.
You're very right. Isawa Takuma and Maeda Ryutaro. How can people watch it?
Yes, so there was a DVD release, which was pretty easy to buy. You can just buy it off Amazon. And it's actually an original work, so it's not technically 2.5Ds, but we're mentioning it because, like, pretty much every actor in it was in a 2.5D show, like Prince of Tennis or Touken Ranbu. And yeah, it's a stage play, but there's a lot of music. There's no singing per se, but the music's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really fun to watch. Reason why you might be interested in it, it's really just so fun to party to as well. I think there's a lot of ad-libs during the show, so things they do differently, jokes they do differently each time, and they were all so funny and fun. Like, just to tell you how much the actors were having fun with them, one of my friends, Kira, she told me she went to one of the shows, and the guys, their ad-lib, they were going so crazy and dragging it on for so long that they just didn't do any intermission for the show. They were like, the guys were messing around so much, they had to, like, sorry, audience, you cannot go pee, because, like, those guys were going crazy on stage.
Worth it.
Yeah, totally worth it. And there's even backstages in the DVD where you see the actors having so much fun.
Yeah, it's really good backstage content.
Yeah, and obviously the cast, like, as we mentioned, like, they're amazing.
And they all get along, I feel. Like, you can really tell that they're just, like, a cute...
Yeah, amazing chemistry. Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, they're like a family of motorbike gang zombies who want to learn how to dance. How can you not love them? They're amazing. And finally, the thing I think's really interesting about it is that the costumes are so good.
Yes.
They look so good. The makeup, the hair, the outfits are really, really fun.
Yeah, because they're zombies, so you can imagine they're pretty, like, messed up. And
but, like, fancy zombies.
Yes, like, I'm covered in blood, but I'm still fashionable.
Exactly, like, colorful. Like, my blood is now purple, blue, and red, you know, very fancy. They look so good. We've been excited about this.
Yeah, we just, like, I think before we saw the visuals, but when we saw the visuals, we were like, okay, this is gonna be, like, really good.
Like, we saw the cast, and we're like, this is an amazing cast. They're gonna be so fun together. Then we saw the visual, and we're like, oh my god, they look so good. And then, and now we've seen the DVD, and we're lost.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And I guess we can mention that if you... Because I know, like, quite a few people who are into Touken Ranbu and things like that, really liked Yugeki. And
Yes.
I think it's kind of like the same genre, I guess, or the same like feel of the show.
Yeah, it's really, really similar because it's both Nelke Planning who did them around the same time of the year, and I feel like it's really just like the staff who like, we love these actors from Touken Anbun, we love these actors from tennis.
Let's find them a plot.
Exactly, which is always like basically these bad
Bad
guys
boys.
who are actually really goofy and cute and silly. It's really fun, and there's always like a member of Exile who is there for some reason.
He's just there. And
Exile.
I guess like kind of like it's funny, but also like both the endings are.
They're touching.
Yeah, like
they're so
heartwarming.
sweet. Yeah, it's really, really sweet. Did you have any other reasons why people might be interested?
No, I just really love the backstage too.
Yes, please. Okay, so that was it for our first episode.
Oh my
god. Thanks, bro. What do they say again? Bye.
Oh, I love you, man.
I love you too, man. Bye. I love you, man.
I love you, man, too.
I love you, man too. Bye. Bye. Mihotose.
Mihotose.